Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm very excited to have you here. Today I'm going to be going over 5 cozy winter fashion trends. My last fashion trends video was a fall fashion trends video, and I really could have titled that fall winter fashion trends because they really do go hand in hand. It's kind of like fall winter fashion trends or like spring summer trends. But winter is a little bit different. We're obviously bundling up more. We're getting cozier. It's very cold outside. Not where I currently am looking outside right now because there are palm trees and cacti, like I've mentioned 10,000 times. But I was just in St. Louis, which is my hometown, and it was very cold there. We got actually like snow, and we never get snow that early. It was amazing. I felt like I was in the holiday. Anyway, I was bundling up a lot, and I was already going to do this video, but it really inspired me to make this like a cozy fashion trends video. Those days where it's really cold. Like, I know that a lot of you, where you're watching this from, it's probably gonna be like 0 degrees in not too long from now. Honestly, like styling for winter, it can be kind of a little hard sometimes because you're like, well, I'm just throwing on a coat, you know? I'm just throwing on a coat to be cozy, but there are definitely some more trend, fashion forward. What am I trying to say? There's the more like fashion forward ways to get bundled up and get cozy and still feel like really fashionable even when you're bundling up for that really cold weather. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the 5 winter cozy fashion trends that I have for you guys. Also, if you guys notice in this video, I have like little Christmassy nails. I was feeling apparently really festive one night, and I just decided to whip out my nail polish and create like very like Christmassy wintry nails. Like we have like a little gingerbread man snow globe, little snowman. Yeah, very different from my normal just like very boring nails, but I was feeling festive, like I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see how long I keep these. I kind of feel like I'm 5 years old, but I also kind of love it. So trend number 1 is gonna be the hooded scarf trend, and I've been seeing girls do this so much. It's very in this season, and it's basically like a scarf, but also you're wearing it as a hood, and you can buy actual scarves that are meant to have the hood in them. Like they have a physical hood in them, and then they have the long scarf, and you just like throw them back, or you can DIY a hooded scarf yourself, which is kind of the route that I've been taking because I like to get the most use out of my clothing. So I'll just take a normal scarf that I have and kind of like DIY the look, which I will post a tutorial for very soon. But I recently did this in St. Louis, kind of a lot of different times, but the main time that I'm thinking of, and I actually posted a photo of, was when it was snowing because it was kind of a wet snow, and my coat didn't have a hood, so I just popped up my scarf and threw it around, and it kept my hair dry and safe from that wet snow, kept it nice looking. But I also think that it looked a lot cuter than if my coat did have a hood and I just threw that up. I think it's just such like a, I don't know, it's just like an elevated, classy, elegant look. I think it adds a lot of interest to an outfit. Really like this look. I've been doing it so often lately. Like I even caught myself, Dom and I saw a movie yesterday, and I caught myself doing it in the movie theater because I was like a little bit chilly. So I was like, I'm just gonna like pop this up and like have like a little hood on. I can't tell you guys how much I love this trend. And it reminds me of the trend in the summer where girls will have a silk scarf on and they'll wrap it around their head and they'll have their big sunglasses. And like you just see those pictures on Pinterest of like girls doing that, and then they're like in their convertible, like driving down the coast, and it looks just so classy and elegant, and it's so simple. So that's our first trend, the hooded scarf trend. Our next trend is tie sweaters and coats. So think of kind of like how you tie like a robe around you, but it's like a sweater version that's actually wearable for going outside, not just being around the house. So like sweaters that are open at the front that have a tie on them, or you can belt them, or same thing with coats, like coats that have like a tie cinch around them and you tie them. I think number 1, they're very flattering because coats can be very bulky, and when you have that cinch around the waist, it creates shape to your outfit. And it reminds me of that trend that's like, if your outfit's not interesting through color, it needs to be interesting through shape, like that type of thing. If you know what I'm talking about, then you just know. You can actually DIY this look by just adding some sort of like tie or belt to any coat that you have. I think it's a great way to stay on trend and stylish even when you're bundling up, because like like I said, coats can just be bulky and they don't really have a lot of shape to them a lot of the times. So we can add shape by creating that tied look. The next trend is going to be fur. No surprise. Fur is like always trending for the winter. And it's no different this winter. Fur is always trending. And last year we had it more of like the mob wife aesthetic. Like that whole thing was kind of like trending and everything with fur. I don't think we're seeing as much of that this winter. However, we are seeing like full on like fur trench coats, which is, you know, you can still do the mob wife if you want, but it's not so much of like tailored to that look. It's just like fur trench coats, cropped fur coats, coats that have fur trim on them, vests that have fur trim on them. Fur is just like, fur and winter, they're just married. Like they just go together. They always make sense. I also feel like fur coats are very warm, obviously. So it's a great way to, you know, spice up an outfit if you're just wearing like, honestly, any outfit. You could be wearing athleisure if you want. Put on a fur coat to leave the house because it's obviously cold outside and you're already like 10 times more stylish. Also, I have a fur coat that I recently got from Buff Bunny. I got it a couple months ago. And it's more of like that athleisure look of a fur coat. Yeah, so there are so many different ways that you can incorporate fur into your style this season. There's not one way to do fur. There are a million ways to do fur. Furry earmuffs, furry headbands, furry wrist cuffs. Fur in any way, it's just gonna elevate your outfit. Our next trend is going to be full knit looks, and we're talking like your typical knit sweater, but then pairing it with some knit pants or a knit skirt or knit anything really. And it just adds that extra layer of coziness as opposed to wearing like a thinner material. I recently picked up a knit skirt from H&M. It's like a knit midi skirt, and I've gotten so many questions on it. Everybody's like, oh my God, like I love your skirt, and I love it too because it keeps me extra cozy. I also feel like it's a bit unique to have on like a full like knit midi skirt with a knit sweater. And not unique in a way that you're like gonna stand out so much, but unique and it's like, oh, I really like the way that that outfit came together. Like I really like that look. It just adds that extra like fashion-y element to any outfit you have, plus you're staying extra cozy. How I stayed cozier even with this knit skirt, even though it's like a midi knit skirt, like you throw on some tights underneath, you have some knee-high socks on, some knee-high boots, and then you get even extra cozy out of the look. It's really like wearing a sweater over your whole body. So that is our next trend, full knit looks. All right, we're on our last trend. However, I am going to add a couple bonus trends, kind of like pattern color trends that we're seeing after this, so stay tuned. But our last trend is going to be cape coats. So when you think of like a coat, but it's also a cape. It's in the name. I don't know if that was the best way to describe that, but obviously I'm putting pictures in. So cape coats are a really great way to stay extra cozy this season as well, because it's kind of like you have like a blanket over you that you can like wrap around you. And also it is still a coat, but it's also just like, it adds that element of interest and uniqueness into what you're wearing. And I feel like I keep saying this word, but a cape coat will really just elevate your winter wardrobe. I feel like that's what we're doing with all of these trends, is like we're just taking your basic winter outfits, like your coats and your sweaters and this and that, but like we're just elevating it a little bit to keep it fashion forward and be like, you're not just, you know, bundled up in like your normal coat and pants, like you're adding some sort of like stylistic element to that. So I feel like cape coats are a great way to do that. Plus they just look so just classy. So the last couple of things that I wanted to mention that are more color related are, number one, chocolate brown, just like in the fall. Just like I mentioned, like they go hand in hand, fall and winter go hand in hand. But chocolate brown is still very, very alive and well. I believe it is the color of the season. Like I mentioned, I thought that chocolate was going to be, or brown rather, was going to be my color of the season. Well, I think it's everybody's color of the season. Chocolate brown is literally everywhere, and it's just like taken over the fashion world right now. Like brown is in, and it is very, very in this winter. And on that same topic of colors that were in for the fall, we had talked about khaki green being really in for the fall. And I had mentioned that forest green I thought was going to come in during the winter time, and it definitely has. Forest green has made its appearance. I love forest green for the winter. It reminds me of pine trees, Christmas trees, like being in a cozy cabin. It reminds me of Christmas, the holidays. But yeah, forest green is definitely in. And then two patterns that I'm seeing a lot of this winter to give you inspiration for maybe patterns that you could get in scarves, accessories, even coats or anything. Those would be plaid and houndstooth. I feel like both of those patterns, like they kind of come in waves, like they kind of come and go a little bit, but they're never out of style. Like you should never feel weird like wearing plaid or houndstooth, but they are definitely very in style this season. I've seen a lot of really cute, like kind of puffer, more like houndstooth type coats, or even that like really small checked plaid, or I'm really loving like plaid scarves recently. And you can incorporate like the colors of the season with the plaid too, like a forest green plaid scarf. There's so many different directions you can go with it, but I did want to throw in those colors and also those patterns, and also wine. Wine red is still huge this season, so like the dark burgundy reds and stuff. I feel like I should mention that too, but I feel like you'll know that. But anyway, that is our final trend of this cozy winter fashion trends video. Short and sweet, sort of, I think, at least short and sweet compared to my other videos. But anyway, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you inspiration on how to stylize your cozy winter outfits and how to still stay really chic when you're bundling up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until the next video, you can catch me on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Shop My LTK, all the good things. But until then, I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.